So here is the Haslab Cantina, and when they launched this project, I know a lot of people were complaining that it didn't have a floor with it, and the first thing I thought was, why would you want to pay extra money for something that can be made really, really simple and not a lot of money involved? So the first thing I had to do is determine where I want to divide this thing. Now, for some people, this may be a permanent setup on a really big display. For other people, they might only have half of the cantina and they don't have a lot of room. I'm kind of in that situation. These sections are not going to be on my display shelf. I have to deal with just the one half of it. And so that is how I'm cutting my floor. Now, what I bought is this right here, got at Home Depot, 1/8 tempered hardboard. It may also be referred to as fiberboard. The nice thing about this is it's somewhat rigid, and unlike a lot of plywoods over time, they can flex. So if you got even 1/4-inch plywood, over time it may flex, and next thing you know, part of your cantina's lifting up. This stuff tends to stay pretty flat, and it's thin, and it's super easy to cut. So we're going to be using that. Now, the piece of board that I cut right here is 18.5, which takes it from the edge of this arch to just a little bit over there. And you actually want to have a little bit of excess, or at least can be handy to, because if you decide to make any sort of exterior, it'll give it something to sit on that is level with the rest of the alcoves. Now, if you look over here, it isn't quite wide enough. So I could have gone wider on it. But one thing I wanted to do was, if it had come out only a little bit wider, it might be right where a foot goes for a cantina patron, in which case you need to move them to one side of the floor or the other. In this case, it's not over much more than the bar, and I think that'll be all right. And I do like that it lines up with the edge there. As far as the outside goes, everything lines up fairly well. You can always choose to trace this and actually cut this piece out, or just leave it here. I'm going to see how it looks on my shelf, because I do like having this a little bit of area here. And this here as well, if you wanted to, you could cut it out. But there you go. And then all you would need is a piece to make up the other side, and you can just butt them up against each other. One thing you should always make sure to do is on the outside, put your cut. That way, the inside that joins together are the factory edges, and it should fit a little bit nicer. Now, this was a 4x8 sheet, or I'm sorry, a 2x4 foot sheet, and there is some leftover. Now, this is part that was cut out, and as you can see, there's plenty of overage there. Now, there's not quite enough in here. However, I do have another additional part that I can slide in there as well. And as you can see, this is fairly long. But I can cut it more precisely if I want to. For now, I'm not going to worry about it, because this side is pretty much getting packed away, and I'm only going to have the rest on display because there's not quite enough room. But this goes to show you how all you really need is a 2x4 sheet of this hardboard, and you have plenty of material to make yourself a cantina floor. So don't fret that they didn't supply one. It'll be easy enough to make your own.